welcome to the Abyss Tarot T.A.T. Today's pick a card is Spirit Animal Sunday, so we're going to get a message from the spirit animals, and we are doing frogs again because, like I said in the last video, I bought a lot of frogs. Okay, I bought a lot of them, and you know that I love frogs because to me, frogs always represent renewal, energy, a rebirth of things, a rebirth of ourselves. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the pile. So for pile one, we have this little frog here. This one is called Darwin's frog. Okay, pile number one is Darwin's frog. Pile number two, we have this frog here, which looks so funny. It even looks like it has a big butt. Look at that big butt. This one is called Budgett's frog, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct, but I think it's Budgett's frog. Okay, pile number two. Pile number three is the Australian green tree frog. Yeah, that's what it is. Pile three is the Australian green tree frog. Okay. And pile number four, this big guy here, is the American bullfrog. Okay. Pile number four is the American bullfrog. Okay, so go ahead, take a look at the piles. If you feel called to pick more than one pile, go right ahead. Timestamps will be down below, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hi, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number one, Darwin's frog, I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with water. So you could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Okay. So a little bit interesting about this frog, I kind of looked up facts on all of them to get a little insight, and see what pile I would associate him with. And this one I associated it with water because it was very interesting. The fact about this frog, oh, it almost looks like it's, I was looking at this, almost looks like it's heart shaped. But anyways, yeah, very water, right? Heart. I was looking at the information about this frog, and something very interesting is that this frog is like no other frog, which what it does when its mate has laid eggs after like 4 weeks of of the eggs, it will swallow the eggs. The male will swallow the eggs, and he will like store them in his like throat or something like that, and he will store them there for like 2-3 weeks until the tadpoles hatch, and then the little frogs will jump out of his throat. Basically, like when they're hatched and ready to come out, they start coming out of the male frog's throat, which I was like, whoa. So she'll lay the eggs, and then he'll keep them in his throat until they start popping out of his throat. They're hatched. And I'm like, wow. So very like water energy, right? But also with the throat thing, I was also getting like, don't say things right now if you're planning on doing something, or there's something you're working on. Don't talk about it until it's hatched, right? Like don't talk about, don't talk, what is that expression? Don't count your chickens before they hatch or something like that. I'm getting something like that here too with this with the frog here, with the message is that it's like, don't talk about your plans until they're actually, the process has gone through or something's already happened. Okay, because we know that people will send like sabotaging energy, maybe even sometimes they don't even intend to, but that energy will probably always be there where somebody isn't feeling the happiest for you on your good news or something like that. So again, maybe good news or something you're working on, just kind of keep it to yourself for now too, is the kind of the message that I'm getting, until it hatches or until it's time for it to be revealed. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of getting. It could have something to do with money too, because I'm also getting you're being kind of like accused of being of spending money that you don't have. So again, it's like maybe if you're going to make a purchase or something, like a big purchase, it's almost like people are judging you, say don't buy it or you shouldn't buy it because you don't have the money for it, or something like that. So I'm just kind of like saying, just kind of wait. What I'm getting here with this frog is just kind of saying wait, maybe till you do have the money for the purchase, or maybe after you made the purchase or something like that. But just kind of keep things under wraps for now is what I'm getting. Okay, all right, let's get you 3 tarot cards. I'm going to try to do this quick today. Okay, so we have the magician and the reverse. Look, the magician, Gemini energy. He's able to manifest things, right? The magician is able to create things into reality. What he's thinking in his head, he's able to, bring it about. But it's in the reverse. So again, something not working out. Maybe something you're trying to create, something you're trying to buy, bring to the forefront, the job you're trying to get, a relationship, whatever it is. It seems like it's a no right here, like it's no, or it's not working out at the moment, or again, just keep it under wraps until you actually do have it, until we actually do have that magician in the upright. Right now it's in the reverse, so I would say shh, mum's the word, right? Okay, that is Gemini energy. Mercury here again, communication, right? So yeah, keep that communication to yourself right now. We have the Queen of Cups. Okay, that is Cancer, could be Pisces also. And then we have the Nine of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, water energy again. So she's holding a cup here. Oops. She's holding a cup in her hand, and then we have 9 cups here. 9 plus 1 is 10. We do have 10 cups here. So again, until you get that heart's desire, until you have this thing that you want, whatever this might be, it's like no right now is like don't say it, don't talk about it, or don't show it to people. So if you already have it right now, it's not the time to show it to people. Okay, so yeah, so this has to do with getting something that you want, something that you're creating, something that you're working towards, something making you happy. And again, it also um being able to provide too. So again, it's something with money, being able to provide. 9. And on the bottom, we have Justice, Libra energy, air. Justice. So yeah, so things playing out, things working out, balancing out, but again, right now is not the time to say this. Also, this could have to do with like going to court too, is what I'm getting. So maybe there's like a lawsuit, you're suing somebody or something. Right now, don't talk about it. Don't say anything about it until we get to the end of it, until we get a result. Okay. But I do see favor here for you. What is on the bottom? We have the Empress on the bottom. Look at that. Yeah, fruition, things coming too. And underneath that, the Two of Cups. Are you kidding me? Two of Cups. And now there's a car honking. I don't know if you hear it, but there's your confirmation. And what do we have here? We have 32 breaking down to a 5. We have the 8th house, Scorpio's house, with endings and beginnings. Look at that. Something is changing here. Something is coming to an end, so there can be a new beginning. Again, but don't talk about it right now. So you might be in the middle of this transition of this process. So right now, don't talk about it until we're at the end of it, or until we started this new thing, right? Because it says endings and beginnings. 32. Changes, choices, and challenges. Challenges, changes, and choices. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk today. 35 breaking down to an 8. 11th house of friends. Okay, this is Aquarius's house. Something with friends here. Maybe doing a collaboration. Yeah, we do have, oh, we have 3 people here. So we do have maybe doing a collaboration with friends, or doing a project with friends, or buying something together with friends, doing something, right? As again, 35 breaking down to an 8. 8 is the number of abundance. Could also be 8th house, which is Scorpio's house, and we do have the 8th house here. Okay, so something is changing. Something is changing with friends. Maybe I'm hearing something about changing hands. Something changing hands with friends. So maybe, could also be with like somebody telling you, like a friend telling you, like, oh, buy my car. You're shopping for a car. Buy my car. It's good. It doesn't break down. It's good. Great car. Blah blah blah. And it turns out the car wasn't that great. You know what I mean? So something like that too. I'm also getting something like that. Okay, we got 2. So we have number 2, moon and soul. Okay, your moon sign could be in one of these water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have 27 breaking down to a 9, 3rd house, which is Gemini's house, with messages. And we do have the magician here, Gemini, Mercury. and it's in the reverse. So third house messages, again, kind of like bad news is what I'm getting here. And we do have the Magician in the reverse. So we could be getting kind of bad news about something. But again, I'm hearing like, don't say anything. Don't talk about it until we get to the end of it. And you will see justice. Okay. You will get justice here. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have 28 breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1, which is fourth house, Cancer's house with roots. Huh. Something with your stability, with your home life, and something coming into balance here, something being, coming, some type of justice coming in for you or your family or your home life or your situation. Maybe, like I said, maybe a lawsuit or whatever. Your fourth house, your roots, something to do with your roots. Okay. All right, let's get 3 of these, and I think that will be it for you. Pile number 1. Yeah, but I'm hearing don't talk about it until you get to the end of it, okay? We have 45 breaking down to a 9. 9 again, and 27 over here was 9. It says time to leave. So there's something that you're leaving. So maybe you're moving. Maybe you're moving your family. You're moving some type of situation here, with the 45 here. And then this one also breaking down to a 9 with 27. Third house messages. Yeah, there's something here about some type of ending here. It's time to leave. Huh. And yeah, and 42 breaking down to a 6. It says chop wood. So getting to work on this. One more, please. Just one more. Getting to work on this, but again, not talking about the work that you are doing until we are finished. This is building. You're building something. Okay, 18 breaking down to a 9. 9 again. So this is your third 9 here. Serendipity. Look at that. Things happening in a positive way. Serendipitous energy. And it, and again, like with me, there's no coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. So whatever this is happening, it's serendipity. It's happening because you deserve it. It's going to be a positive outcome, whatever this is. It's going to align with you and your energy. It's definitely going to align. You're going to feel it. You're going to see it. And this is a happy end result. All right. Well, that's all I have for you. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number 2, Budgett's frog, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with air. Oh, come on, it flipped over. So you could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, okay? I did do a little quick research on these frogs to kind of get an indication of what element to associate them with. And so with this one, I was getting kind of fire, kind of air, but here we are. We went with air, right? But with this frog, it looks so silly, doesn't it? It looks look at the big butt it has. So this frog, it says that it's popular. It's popular due to its comical appearance because it looks really silly, right? And it's very intelligent, so it has very intelligent behavior. So again, air element. But I was thinking fire too, because this is also a frog that can be a little bit of aggressive. It can be a little bit aggressive. This frog also has a really big mouth, and he has 2 fangs here on the bottom. Very like vampire, right? He has 2 fangs. I was like, are those teeth? But when I looked up the info, yeah, he has 2 fangs. And he has a really big mouth. And so I saw a video where somebody had it as a pet, and they put their finger on it like this just to kind of play with it. They put their finger like this, and it started, I swear, sounding like a cat. It went like that, like very like very much like a cat snarling, and and supposedly it makes the sound of like this big like sound, but no, to me it was like a straight up cat. A very air element too with the cats. So I was like, yeah, it actually sounds like a cat. And again, just because like the guy was like trying to play with it, he kind of put his finger on it like that just to make it make the sound, right? And it definitely did like a snarling cat sound. So I was like laughing. I was like, what a funny little frog. But So air element, you might be really funny too. I'm getting like maybe you're really funny. You're very comical. Air element signs are very witty. Like they're very quick with their wit. So they're able to joke a lot. They're able to roast people. Definitely able to roast people because they come up with with the ideas and the roasts and the jokes quick. So again, this might be kind of like your energy. You're probably somebody really funny too, is what I'm getting. Okay, but let's go ahead and get you a quick message from this frog. Okay. People might also say that you're loud, like a big mouth, right? He does have a big mouth, so maybe people say you're loud. And again, it's kind of like the fire signs. We know when there's a fire sign in the room because they're the loudest one. So maybe people think that you are loud, that you're very like, you have maybe a really hearty laugh too, like you love to hear a good joke, So maybe you have a really hearty laugh too. We have the Nine of Cups in the reverse, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. I swear I shuffled these cards and they were the two cards that came out in pile one, but they were in the upright. Now they're coming out in your pile and they're coming out in the reverse. And I swear I shuffled. Okay, I swear I shuffled and I separated and did all that. And you saw me shuffle right now too on camera. But this is crazy. They're back again. But now they're in the reverse here. The Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. 9 cups plus that 1 cup she's holding, that's 10 cups, and they're in the reverse. The thing I'm hearing right now is that um I'm hearing a little bit like of an unhappiness, unfulfillment, a little bit of dissatisfaction here. Like instead of you being your normal happy self, joking self, I'm putting back so we can get something else. I'm feeling like you might be feeling a little bit down today. I'm or right now at this moment, not just today, right? But there might be a little bit energy of feeling a little bit down and needing to get up because this frog does have his legs almost like he's standing on them. Because the other frogs, they do, like, let's look at this frog. See how the frogs look like they're kind of like squatting, like sitting on their legs, right? But this frog seems to kind of be standing on all four, right? He's so funny. And he seems to be like standing and kind of like a cat too, almost like in the position of a cat. So I feel like the message here for you is like kind of like you need to get back up, or you need to stand up, because it's almost like you're feeling down, almost like you're feel like you're being squashed down or something like that, okay? So something or someone has you feeling down. You did pick pile number 2. Could be a relationship, could be a Libra, another air sign, right? Um, you could be in your feels a little bit, especially with that Queen of Cups in the reverse. Could be in your feels a little bit. We have the Knight of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Moving forward, talking, communicating with somebody. Hmm. Yeah, it's almost like a sad communication though. Like there's this sadness in the communication. So maybe you haven't communicated with somebody, you're feeling a little sad, or you are communicating with somebody, but it's still kind of like sad or sad news, or there's a little sadness here in this. Ooh, okay. And we have the Eight of Cups. Look at that. Eight of Cups in the reverse, water energy. Could be Scorpio, but this could also be Cancer, Pisces. Not being able to move away because the Knight does go forward. The Knight does move on. But here, he's facing the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So it's like we're not able to move on. We're not able to walk away, or we're not ready, or we're not prepared, or whatever the situation is. It's like it's not the moment, right? Okay, I'm just going to take. We have the Five of Wands in the reverse, fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. We have the Chariot in the reverse, Cancer, it's in the reverse, not being able to move forward. Oh my gosh. And we have the Three of Swords in the reverse. Oh, okay. So there's what's on the bottom? 21, the world, moving on, right? Starting new, but it's on the bottom. And so here with these cards here, not being able to move on, not wanting to be in this fight, not wanting to continue, or not being able to continue, not it's almost like being blocked or being stopped. There's something here with not being able to move forward, or maybe not being able to move on. Could have to do with a love situation too. Maybe could have to do with a love situation that ended. Maybe it ended abruptly, you weren't expecting it. This could also have to do with a job, with the Chariot here being in the reverse. Could be having to do with maybe getting like fired from a job or let go. And again, like you weren't expecting it, like you weren't ready, or you didn't see it coming. It's something like that too, is what I'm getting. And again, kind of like with the sad news, this could be like the sad news of you got your job cut, or the facility closed, or whatever the case is. It's something like that. Okay, let me get 4 of these, please. Okay. So we have 18 breaking down to a 9. Virgo, I analyze. So there's something you're looking at all the details. Because it's done, 9, the number of completion, right? So something is done. And it's like now you're analyzing all the details on how did this end? How did I get here? How do I move forward? Because it's, again, something like being stuck or not being able to progress here, or not being not being ready to progress. We have 44 here. Solar eclipse, revolution. Ooh, revolution, solar eclipse. So something that has been covered, hidden, and again quickly, because that will happen quickly when there's a solar eclipse. It does seem to kind of cover it. It's kind of a short phase, right? And it says revolution 44. I'm hearing oh my gosh, what are those brothers called, the ones that were always fighting, that band? They're always fighting each other, the Gallaghers, right? Was it? And gosh, I'm hearing, so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as she's walking on by. My soul slides away. And I can't sing. But don't look back in anger. I heard you say, at least not today. Something like that, right? So something about walking away. She knows it's too late, and don't look back in anger. I mean, what is that song? And I'm hearing it, and then I'm also picturing those brothers in my head. They're always fighting each other. Oasis, right? The band Oasis. There we go. I don't remember what the song's name is, or really too many lyrics, but those are like the specific lyrics that I'm hearing stand out in my head. And then those brothers always like fighting each other with revolution here. I'm going to start a revolution in my head. Okay? Because the thing she said, I'm going to start a revolution in my head because the thing she said went to my head, if you know what I mean, what he's saying. Um, Something about summertime blues. Gosh. Okay, I'm gonna look for the song. I'm gonna link it with this pile so you can look it up and listen to it. But there's something with like those lyrics about that song, and yeah. So with the solar eclipse again, something that maybe needing to walk away from, but you weren't able to see it. You're not able to see how to do it or what was happening or what, you know. We have fire element, and like I said, I was kind of feeling fire and air here for this frog. 37 breaking down to a 10, breaking down to a 1. Fire element, desire. So there's something here that you desire, but you no longer maybe want to fight for it. It's what I'm getting here. You don't want to fight for it. You don't want to struggle for it, but there's something here um, that has you kind of like still holding on. Okay. All right. And we have 49 with Jupiter return benefits. So Jupiter return here. Things coming back around, things coming full circle. And with benefits here, yeah, something positive here after this Chariot in the reverse. So maybe, you know, after the loss of this relationship, a new relationship, after the loss of this job, a new job, after the loss of that home, a new better home, like whatever this is, we're having a return here with benefits, or something positive, something prosperous here. And we have 8 here with Chiron healing. After the 3 of Swords in the reverse, we are having Chiron healing. We're definitely having healing after this difficulty, after this heartbreak, after these challenging times. There will be healing here. Chiron, the wounded healer, right? So you are somebody, you know, I also feel like you're somebody that, especially with this mouth here, I feel like you are a mouthpiece to other people. I feel like you're able to maybe help other people with your words, but you're going through things yourself maybe at the time. And here with Chiron and the 3 of Swords in the reverse, I do feel like you're also bringing healing to yourself now. You've been able to heal others, and I feel like the time is coming, or it's come, where you're going to also be able to heal yourself. Okay, is what I'm feeling here. You're a very sensitive soul too, is what I'm getting. Yeah, so you're somebody very smart, like this frog here, right? It says it's a high intelligence frog. So you're somebody very smart, like the air elements, but I do feel like you're somebody very empathetic. You're somebody very caring. You have a big heart, is what I'm getting here. I feel like you feel other people's pains. So yeah, you're definitely an empath. Okay. All right, let's get you 3 of these. Let's get 4. No, gosh. All right, let's get 4 of these, and I think that will be it. Oh, no. They didn't want to cut. All right, let's try cutting them again. Come on. They don't want to cut. Wow. Let's get 4, please. Let's get, gosh, let's get 4. Okay. And we have 7 to the sea. So this is moving on, moving forward. 6 of Swords energy, very 6 of Swords energy, air element to the sea. You know, moving on again to water, emotions, right? So again, you're moving forward, but I also feel like you feel everything very deeply. And we have 51 breaking down to a 6. It says the face of what? Like the sweet face of life, or the sweet side of life, or something like that is what it translates to. And we have a baby elephant bathing in milk and honey. You know, this is ancestor energy too with the elephants. But it's a baby elephant here. This could be a younger ancestor too, or somebody that's been an ancestor, but one of the newer ancestors. You know what I mean? It's not like an old ancestor. I do feel like this is a newer ancestor helping you, because there's the rainbow here and there's the little bubbles that the elephant is making. They are definitely going to help you through this process of this healing, of these difficulties, of these challenges. Also, this is feminine energy with the baby elephant. This is feminine energy, so this could be a feminine ancestor that is helping you. Could be a fire sign, feminine ancestor too, is what I'm getting. Okay. And then we have 47, breaking down to a 2. You did pick pile number 2. And it says, don't give up. It says, don't, it translates to don't give up. So again, keep going. You're definitely, you know, you're going to get through this. You definitely do have a lot of ancestors. And here with the to the sea, like to keep going. And then here we have this, what is it, a cheetah? That's like a cheetah, I think, right? And it's like he's almost like as he's going forward, the back parts of himself, it's like they're falling into little pieces. Like those old parts are falling away, and you're not bringing them to the finish line with you, because he's running to the finish line. And those old parts that aren't serving you, those old parts that aren't you anymore, those old parts that are here that are left and broken, you're not bringing them forward with you to the finish line. Could have Taurus energy too. Could be a Taurus. And we have 52 breaking down to a 7. It says mend and heal. So yeah, definitely with Chiron here, healing, and the 3 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is definitely what you're doing. You're mending and healing. And we have 2 little fairy girls here, and they're like sewing this together. This, what is this called? A banner, right? Like a party banner. It's like they're sewing the party banner back together so they can put it up, maybe celebrate. Again, you're gonna have a win at the end, a celebration. You're gonna be able to celebrate yourself at the end. All these clouds are clearing. They're going this way, so this is the past. They're going towards the past, so the clouds are clearing, and it's going to be a clear sky here for you. And this is the banner that you're stitching up. You know, those parts of yourself that you are healing. Okay, here with Chiron and the 3 of Swords. So these are those parts of yourself that you are healing. 52 breaks down to a 7, and to me, 7s are about putting in the hard work. Like we putting it in, we really are. And so yeah, you're putting in that work to heal, to get past this. You're also making connections too with the needle and the thread here. She's sitting on a thread spool, and it's like you're healing, you're sewing, you're mending those connections. So maybe mending a connection with somebody too that, you know, they cut you out of their life, or you cut them out of your life. There might be some healing here, maybe some communication, or just people connecting with you that are going to help you through that healing. Because like I said, I feel like you have a very healing energy. You connect with people really well, and the way you're able to help them heal, you know, you are that wounded healer. But I do feel like right now it's going to be about you healing your wounds. Okay. All right, well, that's all I have for you. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who picked pile number 3, the Australian green tree frog, I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with earth. So you could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Now, I did look up a little research on each of these frogs so that I could get a little more of a better idea on what pile to associate them with. And with this one, I've associated it with earth because I saw that this frog is a little more kind of little, he's more like a frog you could have at home as a pet. And it said that on there that he's more the type of frog you'll see sitting like on a windowsill, just chilling, just relaxing at home. Very earth element. It gave me definitely earth vibes. Just wants to be at home, chill, relax, be nice and comfy. And it did talk about that this is one of the larger frogs from the Australian frogs that they have. So this is one, one of their bigger frogs. So definitely earth element, right? Getting, maybe you do like to eat your good food, you like to relax, you like to be at peace, you like to be chill, you like maybe a little more slow movement, a little more slow and steady instead of fast, 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 maybe like fire or air would be, right? I'm also keep having a hard time saying the Australian green tree frog. Like I'm having a hard time saying that name. So maybe you have a name that is hard to say or pronounce because I've been struggling with this Australian frog name. So maybe you have a name that is a little bit difficult for people to say too, is what I'm kind of getting. And this frog is also considered to be an exotic pet for some reason. This frog here. So maybe you also have like exotic looks to you is what I'm also getting. You have like maybe features that look mixed, and you have an exotic look which is very attractive to people. And again, earth element, right? They do have this look about them that is very beautiful. And I know that the like sometimes I've had Libras on my comments. We know that Libra and Taurus are the Venusians, are the most beautiful people, blah, blah, blah. Somebody was in my comments saying that. It's like, look, earth signs are very beautiful, and Taurus is an earth sign, so that is Venusian energy. But it could also be Virgo or Capricorn. Capricorns have a great set of teeth. I mean, you can spot a Capricorn in the street by their freaking teeth. They got those Hollywood teeth. So again, you're just somebody that has a look that stands out. You could have those beautiful teeth, you could have those exotic features, something like that. But this is considered to be an exotic pet, right? And one that's going to be normally at home with people. So maybe an earth sign, and if you're not an earth sign, it's just maybe the vibe. Okay, but let's go ahead and take a look at your cards. I'm also getting that right now you might be binging on watching like shows or like Netflix or TV, something, right? But I feel like right now your focus is like on the binge watching something. So you might be binge watching a show right now. Okay, let's see what your message is from the Australian frog. I'm also hearing for you, be careful bending your nail or bending your finger. So kind of, that's what I heard right now as I was shuffling. Be careful bending your nail or bending a finger. So kind of be watchful, or maybe cutting your finger, like chopping food, chopping vegetables, something like that. Okay, just be careful with your finger. We have the Tower in the reverse, Scorpio, Aries energy. Okay, so we also have Jupiter here. It's showing Jupiter energy instead of Mars. Could be Mars. Um, what I'm getting here, something's already happened. So the message here for you is something, it's going to, I mean, whatever comes out, right? I don't know what's coming out, but whatever is going to come out, it's talking about something that has already played out. There was a Tower moment that already happened. Could have been an accident too, is what I'm getting. The Tower moment. Oh, okay, a lot of cards. We have the Five of Cups, water element. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio again. And we have the Page of Wands, fire element, Aries, Leo, Sag in the reverse. This could have been a, excuse me, this could have been a fight, like an argument, or maybe even a physical fight with somebody. Wow. I'm even getting removing somebody, like removing them, like pushing them out off like the property, off the premises, like even like a shoving, pushing is what I'm getting here with someone. Wow. Okay, what is this? But again, we're talking about something that already happened. Hold on. Oh, my head's starting to hurt now. Wow. This could be a situation or a person that gave you a headache. Wow. I don't have my hat. Oh, shoot. Let me go get my hat. Give me a second. Oh, sorry. That's better because I'm already kind of feeling a little bit of the energy here. Wow. Yeah, this could be somebody that is like a headache in your life or was a headache in your life because, like I said, I feel like we've moved past it. Um, there's somebody with a lot of mouth here. And again, I feel like your energy might be a little more easygoing. Your energy's a little more like, let me just slide on through. And this person was like, no, you're not going to slide on through. Like, no, we're going to talk about this or we're going to argue about this or whatever it was, you know? We're going to push on this. Push, push. Maybe one more. What is this? What is going on here? I'm also almost feeling like funeral. I don't know why. Like maybe somebody argued at a funeral, or they argued about the funeral services, or they argued about what was like inherited after the funeral. Like there's something there about somebody wanting to like talk about it, but it's like in an argument way, and you're like, no, I'm just trying to push on through. Like, I'm just so something happened here, and I'm getting like it was with a passing look, the world, something over, something that ended. Yeah, and exactly. We start off with the tower in the reverse, something that already happened and ended. This has already come to an end. I don't know why this kind of is giving me Christmas vibes with this image, the green and then the wreath here, like the wreath. It's giving me Christmas images. So maybe something that happened, because again, this is something that happened around, it's in the past. So maybe it happened around Christmas, December, the holidays, something like that. There was like a blowout with somebody, maybe around the holidays. It could have been with a fire sign. This could have been something that happened with a fire sign. Okay, an argument. There was a tower moment here, probably with a fire sign or a Scorpio. Okay, let's get some more cards and see what else we get here. Okay, we have 48 with Yod, Destiny. Oh, okay. Yeah, this was already like destined to happen. This was supposed to happen. We have 18 breaking down to 9 with Virgo. I analyze. Okay, so this card also came out in pile 2, the Virgo card, analyzing situation. So you might be analyzing the situation or how it played out with this person, that, whatever this tower moment was with them, that they argued, maybe pushed you or you pushed them, or there was like a, there was something there with um, disagreeing on this situation. Like I said, I feel almost like it was like a funeral situation, or maybe after the funeral. We have number 6 with Saturn. Truth. Look at that. Saturn energy. Earth. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Truth here. Saturn is very tough. Saturn, it definitely is restrictions, but it's because there's like a lesson here. There's like a lesson here with Saturn. Saturn's like, sit your ass down and learn. So there's some type of lesson here, maybe for you, maybe for this person, maybe for both of you, right? And you're analyzing the truth. You're analyzing the situation and how it played out and why it played out too, why this came to an end. We have the tower in the reverse and we have the world here. Like this definitely came to an end. We also have Saturn here on the world. We have Saturn here on this card. We have 47, Grand Cross, Provoker. Look at that. Underneath the Page of Wands in the reverse, Provoker with the Grand Cross. So yeah, there's definitely somebody that provoked you, somebody that gave you conflict. We have 31, breaking down to a 4 with 7th house partners. This is Libra's house. This is Libra's house, a house of partnerships. Look at that. And it looks like we have Venus here. It almost looks like Venus. I don't know who's this with her kissing her. 7th house partner. Something's come to an end. Could be an end with a partner, right? Maybe a partnership, a relationship. What's on the bottom? 52, breaking down to a 7 with Void, of course, Moon missing. Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Void, of course, Moon missing. Something is missing. Maybe somebody is even missing you. And maybe they're the ones analyzing this, or you're analyzing how this got provoked, how this happened, how this partnership came to an end, because we have partners in the world, how this partnership came to an end here. Wow. Let me get 4, please. this one. And is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So we have number 3 with in between worlds. Look at that. Again, you maybe this is something that's already happened and you're in the middle of it right now, analyzing it. You're in between that past and the future. Like, how did we get here, right? You're analyzing in between worlds. Okay, we have 15, breaking down to a 6 with message in a bottle. Maybe somebody's going to try to reach out to you. Maybe this person, again, maybe they're analyzing how it happened and they're going to try to reach out to you. Or maybe others are going to try to reach out to you to try to get the truth of the situation, because Saturn and truth is underneath the 3 of Cups in the reverse. So this could be like friends, family that are going to try to talk to you or try to get some type of answers. We have number 4. It says the higher power. So, definitely spirit, your connection here. There's definitely a connection with you here. The third eye too. She has like a key on her third eye. So, again, you being able to reveal the truth, it's underneath the truth. So you being able to reveal the truth, maybe tell people what happened, or again, tell, you know, just analyzing it with yourself too. Because again, it's kind of like, how did I get here? If we were cool over here, how did we get here? How did we have this tower? Like, what was this argument about? How did you attack me? What happened here? How did our ground become shaky and tumble? Because here, with these two in the 7th house, it almost looks like this is all ground, but they're like together. If you look closely, you see 2 people, right? But it looks like this is all ground energy. So again, like the ground um, got taken down, got taken apart. Let me get one more. This one. And we have 21 breaking down to a 3. Time to clean up. Look at that. Yeah, time to clean up. Time to clean up the debris after everything's come down. After the tower came crashing down, because it's a done deal. Like, you've had to clean up. You've had to clean up and get rid of those pieces that were broken, throw out what wasn't good anymore, and you've had to clean up. You've had to clean up and say the truth. You've had to clean up and analyze. Like, you've had to do a cleaning up of energy, a cleaning up of like who you're talking to about the situation. Like, let me clear things up, let me clean it up, right? Let me clear the air. And we have 32 breaking down to a 7 with a leg up. A leg up. But here, actually, in the English version of this deck, it says a leg up, but here in Spanish, it translates to a friend's hand. So that's interesting, because in English it says a leg up, and in Spanish it says a friend's hand. So maybe a friend is going to offer you a hand to clean this up or to fix this or whatever this tower was that this person came in and created. Because I do feel like somebody came in and created the shake up this tower moment. So you might have a friend or somebody, family or somebody that's going to help you, that they're going to give you a helping hand on finding resolution here, or straightening it up, or cleaning it up, or whatever this situation is. Because here we do have cleaning it up, and we do have a friend's hand. So a friend is probably going to help you clear up the situation, clean it up. Interesting. All right, pile 3, that's all I have for you. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who chose pile number 4, this big guy here, the American bullfrog, I always like to associate the piles with an element. And so for this pile, I've associated it with fire. So you could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I did look up a little bit on each of these frogs to kind of figure out where I would associate them with, what element. And so for this one, I've associated it with fire. Because this frog, it's kind of funny. It's a very it's said that it gets the name, the American bullfrog, because of the sound that it makes when it's mating. It's a very bellowing, kind of like a bull sound, a very loud. He's very loud when he's mating. I also got that when this frog mates, he gets a longer period of mating. He has a longer mating season than the other frogs. So as to where the other frogs maybe get like 1 month of mating season, this frog gets like 3 months of mating season. So when it's his mating season, and again it's a longer month, he's very much just having sex, 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 sex. He's very much in that sexual energy, which made me think fire, right? Very, very fire, very spicy, right? Like cinnamon. And I did drop this cinnamon stick right now as I was like fixing the cards. So very spicy. So you might be somebody very spicy, maybe very spicy attitude, your personality, very go, 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 that type of energy. And people probably feel that about you, that you're just because I had said in one of the piles, like, you always know when there's a fire sign in the room because they will be the loudest, the most, like, they just get that attention, right? Maybe they don't mean to, but it's just them. It's how they are. It's just natural. So I do feel like maybe this is your kind of personality that gets that attention, without meaning to. So it was funny about how it talked about how this frog is very loud when he's having sex, and it's also one that is constantly having sex when it's mating season, and he gets like 3 months. So he gets like 2 more months of sex than all the other frogs. So maybe you're somebody that's had a lot of action, gets a lot of action, or people assume that about you. Maybe they're like, oh, you look so hot, you look so good. Maybe you get a lot of action or something like that. But also, this frog happens to be the frog that they use to dissect in science class. Okay, so this is the frog that they use for science class. I mean, I don't know if they still do that. I think now they just do it on the computer, right? Where they, fix it, and this part is this and this part goes there. But back in my day, there actually was dissection in science class, and I felt it was so gross to do it. The dissecting of the frog, I thought it was gross. But anyways, so this is the frog that gets used for dissection, or used to. And so that also makes me think, like, people want to dissect you. They want to know all these details about you. They want to know you. Like people want to consume you is what I'm getting. People want to know all your little nooks and crannies and all the details about you too. Okay. Anything else? Let's see. Oh, it's so funny because I was like writing notes down with about these frogs, and it says that this one when it says that the okay, it says males only clasp females when they consent. Okay, so which was so funny because when I read that the males only clasp the females, and I read clap the females, so I was like, oh yeah, they be clapping these frogs be clapping the females for like 3 months, but no, it's not what it said. I just read it wrong, or I was thinking wrong. You know what I mean? But it said that the males clasp the females only when they consent, and I was like, I read it as the males only clap the females, but they sure do clap them, right? They clap them for 3 months. So they only clap the females when they consent. So I thought that was very interesting that the male isn't just going to charge because, again, he gets a whole lot of breeding time more than the other frogs, and he's not just going to charge and jump on the female or however they do it, and just start. He actually waits till she consents, like until she's like, okay, you can do this, and then he goes for it. So I thought that was very interesting, very nice, right? Very nice. And then once she gives the consent and says, all right, let's do this, and he's loud as hell and putting in work, but I thought that was very interesting and funny. So, okay, so let's go and see what your message is from this frog pile number 4. I don't know why this frog to me almost looks like he's happy, like he has a smile on his face. But I'm like, he gets to clap so much more than all the other frogs. And yeah, I'd have a smile on my face like that too. He seems to be happy and he seems to be in good spirits, right? We have the Magician in the reverse Gemini energy. It is in reverse. So pile 1, I think, also had the same card in the same number, like the first card out. It was in the reverse. I think it was pile 1 or 2. I'm not sure. But yeah, so this is Gemini energy. We also have the symbol of Mercury here. Yeah, Gemini and Libra's ruler. So something about maybe communication not working out, or something not working out that maybe you were trying to do. Maybe there's somebody you were trying to clap. I don't know, but it's something like it's not working out, or not coming out the way you thought it would. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Are you kidding me? Fire element, Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay. And then we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. So yeah, so something that you've been wanting, something you've had your eye on, something you're trying to do, is maybe not working out. You could also have people around you that I don't know, they're kind of like knocking you down, but in a way where they're not really like being aggressive or talking crap. It's almost like it's almost like, how do I say it? It's almost like somebody giving you those backhanded compliments, right? Like saying, oh, you look good now. You look less chubby than you did before. And you're still like, wait, I look less chubby than I did before. So you're saying I've always looked chubby and I'm still looking chubby now. I'm just looking less chubby. You know what I mean? It's something like that where they're like, I don't know, something like that where people are trying to make you feel some type of way, but without really open about it, being like saying it openly. Okay. Let's see what else we get here for you. What else do we have for pile? Maybe too many. But I just see the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Okay, yeah. Okay. And we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. Oh my gosh, yes. Something not working out, or something that you're trying to do that people are kind of trying to talk you out of it. You know what I mean? Instead of giving you your flowers, because this card is normally about people giving you your flowers, giving you your props, saying good job, you got this, thumbs up, that type of thing. It's almost like people are saying no, thumbs down, don't do it, don't even try, or don't try to get that person to talk to you. They're not going to talk to you. I mean, come on, you're nice, but they won't talk to you. Like there's something like that where somebody's kind of like giving you like the thumbs down on something that you are wanting to do, something that you are maybe feeling passionate about. So it could be like a passion project, something that you're trying to work on, maybe on the side, something you're trying to create, something here, right? With this magician here, you're trying to bring something into reality, and maybe you see that it's not really panning out, and then also people are like, yeah, that's not going to work. That's it's just not going to work for you. Just stick to what you were doing before, because this new thing isn't going to work. You know what I mean? There's something there where they're, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? More fire. Two of Wands, four fire cards here, and the magician. That's your first card, and it's in the reverse. What's on the bottom? We have the death card, Scorpio energy, and she's wearing a green dress. And I was gonna say there's something here with the color green for you, not just because you got the frog, right? But I'm definitely getting something green. Could be with the heart chakra, green, right? The heart chakra, um, or which is the fourth chakra, by the way. And you did pick pile number 4, or it could be somebody is green with envy. Okay, but look, the death card here, Scorpio energy in the reverse. It's she's wearing a green dress. And I was definitely feeling the color green here for you. Wow. What do we have? As I'm cutting the Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Okay, so be patient. Okay, so this frog is saying be patient. Be patient. Yes, maybe this isn't working right now, or you haven't started it yet, or you're stalled on it, or something is right. Something's kind of not moving and grooving the way you would like it to be, right? It's not. But I'm saying be patient. Be patient. Even though others are saying this isn't going to work out. You just need to move on from it. You just need to quit. You need to stop. Don't even try. But again, be patient, and you're going to be able to have that season. And again, this frog has a bigger season than the other frog. So whatever this season you're trying to create is, you're going to have that season, and it's going to be a bigger season. Okay. All right, let me get these cards here. Yeah, with this Two of Wands here, I do feel like maybe you're kind of like saying, well, maybe I should listen to people because they're telling me to quit. They're telling me don't try. They're telling me don't start, or whatever down negative thing they're telling you. You're kind of thinking about it. You're like, maybe I should listen. Maybe they're right. So you're kind of maybe at that crossroads right now where you're deciding, should you move forward with it, or should you just quit? And so I do see that you're at that crossroads. But again, with this frog, and I feel like it's telling you like to just kind of be patient, everything in its own time. So don't compare your timeline with someone else's, or maybe this person has already succeeded and I should have already passed that success too with them. I should have already done that, or blah blah blah. It's like, don't worry about anybody else's. Worry about your own timeline, like your own time, everything in your time for you. Pile 4, not in the time for pile 1, the time for pile 2, the time for pile 3. We're in the time of pile 4, your time. Okay, so don't worry about the successes or the whatever, of these other people. It's kind of like about you. Okay, we got 2. Let me get 3. We have Scorpio. Look at that. Oh my gosh, no, this is way too many cards, but I'll take them. So this is Scorpio 20, breaking down to a 2 with I transform. There's something you are transforming here, something you are, well, it was over here, I'll put it here, underneath the Magician in reverse. So something that you haven't been able to bring to reality, to create to fruition, you're going to. You see? You're going to. And we have 52 breaking down to a 7, void, of course, moon missing. There's something missing here. There's a missing piece to this puzzle, and you might be able to find what that piece is. You might be able to get that little kink out, or whatever the little problem is here. You're going to figure it out. Okay, we have 29 breaking down to an 11, breaking down to a 2 with 5th house, creativity. That is Leo's house. Yeah, there's something creative here that you're doing. Again, it might be a passion project, something you're creating, right? Maybe some clothes or some jewelry or whatever, there's something here you are wanting to create here. You're somebody very creative. We have 22 here with Capricorn I use. Look at that. Capricorn energy. Definitely. Capricorn is boss bitch energy. So you are definitely going to be able to use that. It says I use. Yeah, Capricorn, you're definitely going to be able to use that creativity to do this, to bring this out, to change this, whatever it is you're trying to do, you will be able to. But again, I do see it as kind of being a little bit disappointing at the moment, because this is some type of slower process or some type of a stuck process. And then plus you do have people saying, don't do it, just stop, quit, turn around, do something else, go somewhere else. Like there's something here there's like this negative talk that you're hearing that you're kind of thinking, maybe I should listen to the naysayers. Maybe they're right. Maybe I can't accomplish this. But it's like, no, just hold up here. This frog's saying you're going to have a season even bigger than theirs. They're going to have that 1 month season of win. You're going to have a 3 month season of wins, right? This frog, he gets more action than all the other frogs. You're going to have more action here of whatever this is than the other frogs, okay? They're going to be kissing toads. All right, we have 12, breaking down to a 3. Black Moon Lilith, mystery. Look at that. Ooh, love me some Black Moon Lilith. Okay, so mystery here, 12, breaking down to a 3. And we do have Gemini here, which is Gemini's house. So there is a mystery here, especially with Scorpio. Also, Scorpio, I transform. So maybe something, again, that you're not seeing. And they're not seeing it either. But it's kind of like, wait, it's there. Just wait. Okay, we have 38, breaking down to a 2, with earth element stability. Yeah, you're trying to create some type of stability is what I'm feeling. You are wanting to create some type of stability here. And it could be, again, through a passion project, or in one of my cards in my Cali Love deck, I have the card that says passions turn into paychecks. And that's what I'm kind of getting here for you. There's some type of passion that's going to turn into a paycheck for you, whether it's doing hair, doing nails, whatever, whatever you're trying to create. Again, patience, right? We have 47. Okay, breaking down to an 11, breaking down to a 2. Here we have 2 again. Then we have Capricorn with number 2. We have Scorpio here with number 2. And then we have the 2 of Wands. We have Leo here with number 2. You actually have a lot of 2s. Oh my gosh, how many 2s was that? So you actually do have a lot of 2s. So it could be with like the partnership of somebody else, partnering up with somebody to create this. So maybe solo hasn't been working so much. Maybe that's the missing piece. Like I said, I feel like there's some type of missing piece or something that needs to get tweaked here. And there might be a partnership, that might be getting help from somebody, that might be having an extra pair of eyes on this. It might be that extra pair of hands to help you create it. There's something here where there might be just that one person that gives you some insight, some info, some helpfulness, right? On this. We have 47 with Grand Cross Provoker. Very interesting with the provoker here, because I do feel, again, this might be those naysayers that are trying to provoke this like shutting down situation, whatever they're trying to get you to shut down, and you've been kind of maybe thinking about it. They're trying to provoke you into this shutting down of whatever the situation is. I'm seeing somebody with curly hair. I don't know if you have curly hair, or maybe one of the naysayers that has curly hair, or maybe the person that could help you has curly hair. But I'm seeing somebody with curly hair here, okay? Okay. All right, let's get 3. Let's get 3, please. Okay. And this one, okay. One more. Okay. All right. So we have 51 breaking down to a 6. With it says the face of a happy life, or it translates to something like that. But in the English card, it says the land of milk and honey. So again, it's going to the land of milk and honey. But here in Spanish, it translates to the face like of an enjoyable life or something like that. So again, a good life, prosperity, land of milk and honey, how it says it in the English one. But here it's the face of like that happiness, the face of that joy. And there's a baby elephant in here. Okay, there's a baby elephant bathing in milk and honey. And I think pile 3 had this card too. And like I said, this card here with the baby elephant, it represents ancestors, it represents feminine energy, it represents power, it represents moving forward, and it also represents getting that help and that little push from your ancestors, especially from the feminine ancestors in your lineage. They're definitely giving you that little help, that pull, so that you can get to that milk and honey, so that you can have that face of pleasure. Okay, so again, I feel like don't quit. Whatever this is, don't quit, even though you do have the naysayers. We have 16 breaking down to a 7. It says all that glitters isn't gold. Okay, so yeah, so again, don't expect to have what other people have, because maybe they're flaunting success, or they're flaunting, I did it in this time and you haven't done it, so you might as well quit. It's like it might not even be how they're saying it to be, you know what I mean? And so again, I feel like don't look at those situations, focus on your thing. And then with the masks here, there's 2 gold masks, and they're not even real gold, so it's like fake gold. So these 2 masks here, you might even have 2 fake people, which, oh look, it's very interesting. I put it underneath this here, which is 5th house creativity, which is Leo's house. And we do have the 2 masks, the smiling and the crying, those theater masks of like smile now, cry later. And here we have 2 masks too. So you might have 2 people maybe in your face, right? Kind of smiling, saying, you know what? You need to quit. This is what's best for you. Just give up. Don't follow that dream. Follow another one. Like, but it's fake. It's like, don't pay attention to that. And then we have 25 breaking down to a 7 with round and round. Well, see, in English, it says round and round. So we're just kind of repeating cycles. But here in Spanish, it translates to the cycles. So there's cycles. But sometimes we close out a cycle and we go into another one. We start something else. So, right. So in Spanish, it's kind of saying we're moving on to another cycle. But in English, it says round and round, which is just kind of basically same shit, different day, going in circles about it. So it kind of, again, I feel like it's almost like a crossroads, translating it into two different things here. It's translating into two different things. So it's kind of like translating here at a crossroads with this like two of wands where there's two different things here and we're going to decide which is it going to be. Am I going to go, round and round in the same cycle, or am I going to close out a cycle but enter another one? You know what I mean? 25 breaking down to a 7. To me, sevens are always about putting in hard work. To me, sevens are put in that hard work so that you can see things flourish, so that you can have abundance. Also, sevens have a very strong vibration to them. It's a number that vibrates very strong. Okay, so there's a lot here. There's a lot here. So I'm feeling like don't give up, even though you might be thinking about it, because you do have people maybe whispering that in your ear. But I do feel like you have those feminine ancestors and spirit guides that are like pushing you to keep going. you know they're helping you get to this rainbow. We do have the rainbow here. It kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy, and how at the end the good witch tells her, you had the power all along, my dear. Like, she didn't need those shoes. She didn't need those shoes to get home. She didn't need the power of the shoes. The power was within her all along. And that's what I'm kind of getting here for you, with your ancestors and with the frog saying push through. The power is within you all along. So, you're not able to see any results right now, what you're trying to create or what you've been thinking of creating or whatever you've been trying to do, but it is within you to transform. With Scorpio here, you definitely have it within you to transform this situation, this energy. Okay, and again, I do feel like people might be jealous of you because you are going to have your flowers, you are going to have your moment in the sun, right? Fire. You are going to have your moment in the sun, and probably longer than them or more than them, or you're going to have more eyes on you or more recognition or something more than them. So that's what they're kind of like trying to rain on your parade here before you even have the parade. All right. Well, that's all I have for you. I hope this message resonates, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.